world around us mean that this is such an important topic for us. We talk endlessly to many of you about how brands are going to change, how agencies are changing, what new models are needed, the way that we need to train our people, ourselves, and just catch up and let alone know some of the things that the panel have got tonight.
When I grew up in advertising, it was all around the hypothetical. Wouldn't it be amazing to target a woman that's like this, that might like that or could do that? There's no hypothetical anymore. We know who she is, we know what she likes, and yet we still insist on making the same communications as though we were living in the 1950s. That needs to change.
Change that data is bringing in what is therefore a quite low engagement category is it actually enables a relationship. And not alone, obviously, and obviously you need to have great branding, and we've done a lot of work in our advertising to make people actually feel warmer about us. But as a consequence of the data enablement, suddenly people that either didn't want or didn't have to contact you by an analogue means, telephony, we can actually reach out and talk to them in a relevant kind of way.
I think we get a bit blinded, and that might just be me being a bit of a Luddite, but that, data is the new God. And actually, relevance is the old God. And if you're talking about marketing, the only thing data helps me to is to be more relevant. But there's no point in getting the data right and the message wrong. You don't forget the message, don't forget the creativity.
And I think, our perspective on data is definitely that, bring it on, but make sure that healthy doses of insight are attached. I think that, if brands can genuinely embrace data, not just defensively, but culturally, there's such an opportunity for brands to engage in much bigger conversations than just the latest brand campaign.
Yeah.
That dream I've got for my business, we're halfway through sort of delivering, I think is going to transform our space, and we're kind of surfing on the back of technology to do that. But it's actually back to the core principles of what any great business would have done right before, which is what the customers really want. It's basically is that level of service and total care.
Because I think marketing's got to be helpful. It saves you time, effort, and money. It entertains, delights you, or it inspires you. And there's so much of the data-driven stuff that isn't inspiring, but when it's done well, it really inspires you. And
It's a really exciting time, the most exciting time, I think, in my 20-something years in advertising, to be in this industry. But it's in the middle of revolutions. Again, what history always tells us is it can be difficult, it can be challenging, things will change, business models. And there is huge disruption happening to every single industry. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, there is disruption happening.
It's funny how the more data and digital and ones and zeros there are in our world of marketing, how we keep coming back to the fundamentals of marketing and of actually skills that are very human.
The takeaway for me was about modern marketing. There's all sorts of tech and digital and social, but at the end of the day, it comes down to simplicity, common sense, and authenticity.
The themes that came out of this evening that I found really important were how, although data is a new natural resource effectively and there are new ways of working, what we mustn't forget are the fundamentals of why we're here and what marketing really is here to do. Don't chase the bright, shiny thing and forget about the fundamentals. How do you use data? How do you use some of the technologies and capabilities of social media to be really relevant and really personal, even in a business-to-business contact? It's all about people.
So I think it was a great opportunity to hear from a range of kind of agency, client, and media owner kind of Facebook. We're here. So one of the quotes I took away from tonight was, data doesn't give you relevance, but empathy does. And I think that's an important thing that we all need to remember.